They told us there was no money left. They told us over and over and over again that there was no money left. We can't afford the schools, we can't afford hospitals, we can't afford police, we can't afford legal aid, we can't afford firemen, we can't afford teachers. That's what they've been saying over and over again for the last 5, 6 years. They've been saying this over and over again. But I mean, where did the money go? Where did all the money go? It's not as if we was in recession for a decade. It's not as if GDP was shrinking by 10%. It was shrinking by 1% or 2%. And then they're telling us now that it's been going up for a year for 1 or 2%. So surely by now we are only just behind the level that we was at when the banks crashed, or when the banks crashed England, or the banks crashed themselves. I mean, we can't be there. It's not as if the recession happened, the banking crisis happened, and then the recession happened. It didn't take us back 20 years or 30 years. It took us back about 5 years. And then they say there's no money left. But there's money to build HS2. They're talking about HS3 now. They're talking about a third high-speed railway. They're going to the Tories want to rejuvenate the North, they say. We're going to make the North like the global capital of Europe. I think it's a bit too late to win back the North, David Cameron. I think you've kind of ruined that for everyone. But, I mean, there's no money left is the lie that they've been telling for years. There's no money left. But they came into power promising that they'd cut borrowing. Government, that was the reason. That was the justification for the bedroom tax, the benefit caps, this war against immigrants, against the poor, against the needy. This is the reason why disabled people are getting chucked out of their homes because their carers live in their spare room. This is the reason why you've got homeless spikes, because instead of dealing with the problem of homelessness and housing people, we'll just push them along, we'll get them out of our city and just move them into another, put them in a different borough, that's somebody else's problem. That's what they say. They've got no money left for these things. For hospitals, we need to privatise hospitals, we need to make money out of child income support, we need to make money out of legal aid, we need to make money out of everything because there's no money left. You can't keep on borrowing like this, they said. That was the promise that got them into power. They'd fix this country's economy. And borrowing has gone up. The borrowing is 4 times more since Tories came to power than it was under the whole Labour administration for 12, 13 years. That is a blatant lie. Why aren't people on the streets? Why aren't people outside Downing Street every single day? Why aren't people outside Parliament every day calling account to these people that are basically sucking the money out of everything that made this country good? The NHS, the police, public services, the rail network. It's sickening. That is just the big lie. Austerity is not something that we need to make this country work, because the country worked for 100 years before austerity. It's just a lie. That is the big lie that everyone is falling for. Every single person in the country believes this. And if they don't believe it, then, well, this is why they distract you with immigration. This is why they distract you with benefit street. This is why they distract you with benefit thieves and Muslims in schools, and preachers and hate preachers, clerics and fucking war in Iraq, ISIS. This is why they distract you with these things. Because if you were paying attention, if you were paying real close attention to what they've been saying, you'd know it's a lie. And even the people that do know it's a lie, it's so hard for them to kind of work out, why would they lie to us? Why would the media? Surely the media can't be complicit in this. Surely the media aren't upholding the lie. Well, they are. I mean, sometimes it is hard to accept the truth when there's something that you know that is true. You hold it in your brain. You accept that as the truth. I mean, I've been lied to by women, friends, and when you find out that you've been lied to, you kind of, it's easier to ignore the truth, because to accept the truth, you've got to change your way of thinking, you've got to change your life, you've got to change all those beliefs that you had inside you have to change them, and that is not an easy thing to do, but you know, it's better than being ignorant, because I mean, I like being proven wrong, because if I've been proven wrong, that means I've learned something new, and I can update my thinking. And you know, if someone proves you wrong, you shouldn't be angry that you've been proven wrong. You should be happy that you're not continuing like the lie that you had in your brain in the first place. And that is basically the essence of this Tory ideological austerity. Permanent austerity, they say. Permanent austerity. Their money was there before. Where's it gone? Why are the rich people getting richer? Why have you got money for HS2? Why have you got money for Trident? Why have you got money for us to go to Iraq? Why? Why is there money for that? It's just too easy for them. It's too easy. There's no accountability. I mean, this government's going for 4 years. It'll be the 5th year. This a fixed term parliament that they've rustled out of nowhere. I mean, it took 4 years for the People's Assembly to establish and get momentum behind themselves to the point where they are now, and it's too late in the day now, because they're not going to be able to. They might be able to push some people towards the general election in 2015, but the chances are, I mean, I hope people's social media might get into people's brains, YouTube might get into people's brains, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, the truth is out there. The real facts and figures of what is happening in this country, they're out there to be found, but not on BBC, not on ITV, not in the Times, not in the Express. You're not going to find the answers to this country's problems in those establishments. You have to look elsewhere. It takes a bit of work, but it is rewarding. It's worth it. It is worth finding out the truth, because you don't want to be lied to. You don't want to be lied to. That's the big lie that they sell, day in, day out. 6th richest economy in the world, and we can't afford to rehome the homeless. 6th biggest economy in the world, and we can't afford to care for pregnant people. We're going to charge pregnant people to come in and get a scan. 6th biggest economy in the world, and the taxpayers are subsidising Tesco's, they're subsidising Amazon, they're subsidising Google. The taxpayers, me and you, we're subsidising, we're putting our money into their profit book. 6th richest economy in the world, and we can't afford to look after our children. We'll have to privatise the care of dying children. They're trying to get money out of helping a dying child have peace in its last days. 6th richest economy in the world. It is a shame.